The NFL season's wild ride. Week 5 predictions that split experts. The NFL is a league of surprises, and Week 5 promises no shortage of drama. From star-studded showdowns to injury-riddled underdogs, the analysts here are divided. But here's where it gets controversial. Not everyone sees the same script unfolding. Let's dive into the picks, the stakes, and the debates that could spark your next fantasy chat. Thursday Night Football. 49ers versus Rams. Location: SoFi Stadium. Time: 8:15 p.m. ET. Lines: Rams minus 8.5. Over 43.5. All 5 analysts predict the Rams will win. But the why is where the fun begins. Dan argues the 49ers' injuries are catastrophic, missing their QB, 3 top receivers, a Pro Bowl tight end, and their best edge rusher. Backup QB Mac Jones may have won games, but those were against the Saints and Cardinals, teams that haven't beaten anyone yet. The Rams, on the other hand, are just 1 field goal away from a perfect 4-0. Matthew Stafford's struggles against San Francisco, 2-5 since 2021, might not matter much. LA's top 10 defense could smother Kyle Shanahan's weakened offense. But here's the twist. Could the Rams' shaky offensive line crumble under pressure? Sound off in the comments. Do you trust Stafford to rise, or is this a setup for another Niners comeback? Sunday, October 5. Vikings at Browns, location London, time 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, lines Vikings minus 4.5 over under 36.5. Gennaro sides with the Vikings, calling the Browns defense the best in the league. Yet Cleveland's offense is a disaster, more turnovers than touchdowns. The Browns benched 40-year-old Joe Flacco for rookie Dylan Gabriel, but can a first-time starter handle Brian Flores' defense? The Vikings' offensive line is also hurting, which might play into Myles Garrett's hands. But Gennaro thinks the low-scoring, high-pressure environment in London favors Minnesota, which just played there last week. Is this a classic case of home field advantage in a foreign land? Or is Gennaro overlooking the Browns' defensive grind? Share your take. Raiders at Colts. Location Indianapolis, time 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Lines Colts 7, OU 47.5. Brooke picks the Colts. Citing their revamped offensive line and Daniel Jones's clutch performance under pressure. The Raiders' Geno Smith, meanwhile, leads the league in interceptions, 7, and lacks protection with Colton Miller out. But can Jonathan Taylor's rushing attack overpower a Raiders defense that's already had its share of mistakes? And here's a hot take. Is Max Crosby the X factor? If he can't disrupt Jones, the Colts' balanced attack could run away with it. Or is this an overcorrection from a Raiders team still finding its identity? We want to hear your thoughts. Will Smith redeem himself? Or is this the end of the road for Vegas? Cowboys at Jets. Location, MetLife Stadium, time 1:00 p.m. ET. Lines, Cowboys negative 2.5, over 47.5. Gennaro backs Dak Prescott, who's quietly been the NFL's most efficient QB in September. The Jets' defense, however, is a sieve, bottom 5 in points allowed and QB pressures. But what about Justin Fields? He struggled against Dallas's DC Matt Eberflus, who coached him in Chicago. And the Cowboys' 2 losses both came with a turnover deficit. Is this a case of the Jets' porous defense finally collapsing? Or will Fields exploit Dallas's defensive weaknesses? Sound off. Do you trust Dak to keep his team afloat, or is the Jets' offense finally ready to rise? Broncos at Eagles, location Philadelphia, time 1 p.m. Eastern, lines Eagles minus 3.5, over under 43.5. Tom surprisingly picks the Broncos, betting on Bo Nix and their elite defense. The Eagles' offense has sputtered, averaging under 100 rushing yards in their last 2 games, but Philly's defense is just as formidable. Can Denver's young QB handle the pressure of a hostile environment? And is this the week A.J. Brown's drama finally affects the Eagles' performance? We're curious, are you going with the underdog Broncos, or is Philly too strong to fall now? And the rest of the week. From the Giants' gritty win over the Chargers to the Chiefs' quest to end their 16-game losing streak to Patrick Mahomes. Every game has a story. Will the Cardinals' third-string running back spark a turnaround? Can the Seahawks defense keep Baker Mayfield in check? These questions and the analysts' answers will shape the week. Your turn to chime in. Do you agree with the consensus picks, or do you see a dark horse lurking? Which team's injury crisis worries you most? Drop your predictions in the comments and let's debate the drama together. After all, the NFL thrives on uncertainty, and we're just getting started.